Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the comparing quantities. Our first quantity is ratio. A comparison between two quantities of same kind. They have same unit are called ratio. If we divide one digit to the other, then we can write 2 divided by 8. Okay? If 2 divided by 8, then we can write it in the form of fraction 2 upon 8 and also in the form of ratio 2:8. That means we are comparing two quantities by the ratio 2:8. If we divide 2 by 8, we can write in the form of fraction and in the form of ratio also. So we can say that if we compare two quantities and we will divide two quantities of same kind, then we can write 2:8 in the form of ratio. If 2 divided by 8. Now ratio in the simplest form. If we have any ratio like 2:8, if it has no common factor more than 1, then it will be in the simplest form. But it has the common factor 1 and 2. Just because 2 has the factor 1 and 2 and 8 has 1, 2, 4 and 8. How many common factors they have? 1 and 2. So this is not in the simplest form. But if we write 1:9, 2:3, then we will check they are in the simplest form or not. 1:9. 1 has factor 1 and 9 has 1, 3, 9. How many common factors they have? Only one common factor, that is 1. So this is in the simplest form. This ratio is in the simplest form. Now check 2:3 is in the simplest form or not. For checking, we will find out the factors of 2 and 3. The factors of 2, 1 and 2. And the factors of 3, 1 and 3. Now how many common factors are? Only one common factor, that is of 1. So this is in the simplest form. So we can say that if two quantities have only one common factor 1, then they are in the simplest form. Now after that we will come at the topic equivalent ratio. What is the meaning of equivalent ratio? If two ratios like 2:8 and 4:16. Okay, if two ratios has the common simplest form, then they are called equivalent. How can we find out they are equivalent or not? We will find out the simplest form of 2:8 and 4:16 separately. The simplest form of 2:8, the HCF of 2:8, 2 and 8 is 2. So we will divide 2 by 2 and 8 also by 2. 1 and 4. 1 upon 4. So 1:4 is the simplest form of 2:8. To find out the simplest form, we will divide the ratio by the HCF, the highest common factor. And for 4:16, we will divide it by the HCF of 4 and 16. What will be the HCF of 4 and 16? That is of 4. We will divide 4 with 4 and 4 with 16. We can check that both has the same common ratio. Both the ratios have same simplest form. 1:4, 1:4. So we can say that these are equivalent ratio. Got it? Any doubts, students? Okay, now we will move the example. Yes. We have one example. Express the ratio in the simplest form. If we have ratio 48, ratio 80. If we have the comparing quantity 48 ratio 80 and have to make in the simplest form, then what will be the simplest form? First of all, we will find out the HCF for 48 and 80. What will be the HCF? That is of 16. Find out 48. 2 to the 4, 2 to the 8, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 4, 2, 6 to 12, 2, 3 to 6, 3 to 3. And for 80, we will divide it by 2, 40, 2, 20, 2, 10, 5 and 1. How many common 2? 4 2 are common. So 2 to the 4 proposes 4 to the 8 and 8 to the 16. That means 16 is the HCF of 48 and 80. So to find out the simplest form of this ratio, we will divide both the terms by the HCF. 16 3s are 48 and 5s are 80. 3 divided by 5. That means we can write 3 ratio 5. So 3 ratio 5 is the simplest form of 48 ratio 80. Understood? Now we will take one more example of ratio. Yes. There are 2000 students in a school. Out of them, 850 are boys and the rest are the girls. Find the ratio number of girls to the number of boys. We will read number of girls to the number of boys. So the numerator will be number of girls and denominator will be the number of boys. Example. Total students, total number of the students. Total number of the students in a school are 2000. Out of them, 850 are boys. Number of boys 850. How many girls will be there? 2000 minus 850. Subtract it. 1150. There are girls 1150. Now find out the ratio number of girls to the number of boys. Number of girls to the number of boys. Ratio. That means girls will be of numerator and denominator is number of boys. Just because we will find out the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys. Now, what will be the ratio? We can cut it by 5. 5 to the 10, 5 to the 15, 5 into 5, 5 times 39. So 23 upon 17. Or we can write 23 ratio 17. So that means the fraction form is called ratio. When we divide one quantity by the other, we can write it in the form of ratio. Got it? Now, if we find out the number of ratio of the number of boys to the number of students, total students, boys and students, number of boys and the total students, we will find out the ratio. How can we find out? Number of boys are 850 and total students are 2000. Now convert it into the simplest form. We will divide it by 5. 85 by 5, 17 by 5, 40. So 17 upon 40. And we will write in the form of ratio. 17 ratio 40. I hope you can understand, students. Thank you.